We're starting to get to that bye week area in Texas high school football, so a limited number of games this week, but we still have some good ones. With Ryan Osborne, I'm Travis Brown, the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, and first we start with a look back at last week and the epic moment of last week, and that had to be Mansfield Lake Ridge quarterback Jett Duffey's 51-yard touchdown run on a kind of busted Hail Mary play. He went out to the right to look for a pass, came back, ran backwards 20 yards before curling back around and running into 51 yards into the end zone before time expired. It was just an absolutely unbelievable Manziel, Trayvon Boykin-esque play. So tip of the cap to Jett Duffey in that play last week. Let's go into this week's breakdown game, and we have that same Mansfield Lake Ridge team starting at 3-0 versus a very tough Lancaster team at 2-1. What do you see in that matchup, Ryan?
We've been talking about this for a few weeks, and even going back to last year, it's really starting to come together for Mansfield Lake Ridge. They're still a very young program, but they have a lot of talent, specifically Jett Duffey at quarterback, a Texas Tech commit, also Duke Carter at running back. Lauren Mondes is a linebacker who's been committed to Arizona State for a couple of years now, and he's only a junior. So a very talented Lake Ridge team that should be able to make a run in the playoffs when they get there. Of course, beating Lancaster, a team that reached the state championship game a few years ago and always one of the tougher teams in 5A. Always a tough game, but I think Lake Ridge, they're going to get a win this week, and I think this is going to be sort of one of these first signature wins for this program, really saying, we've arrived, and I think they have, at least, at the 5A level in their region.
Really built some momentum with a 3-game playoff run last year, beating a team like Longview in Tyler. That's another one of those signature games. I agree. I think that they're riding that momentum out into this year, and as District 14 5A begins play, one of the few that begins district play this week, they'll start district off on a good note, taking down Lancaster. Let's go no huddle, and in that same 14 5A, we have Mansfield Timberview versus Arlington Seguin.
Seguin without Darian Hammonds at running back. Maybe he was injured last week, but I think Timberview either way should get a win this week.
Seguin, cool uniforms, give the win to Mansfield Timberview. Colleyville Heritage versus Arlington Bowie.
Not as bad as for Bowie, I think, as 0-2 record suggests, but Heritage has improved with Joe Willis at coach. I think they're going to get a win on the road.
Give me Bowie to turn it around in this one. Grapevine versus Fort Worth Arlington Heights.
Grapevine has improved. Arlington Heights, though, is one of the better teams in 5A Region 1. I think they get a win at home, or I guess on the road.
I really like Alan Bowman, Grapevine's quarterback. I like the offense they have. Give this as a defining win for that starting turnaround in the program for head coach Randy Jackson. Cedar Hill versus Coppell.
Coppell's good. Cedar Hill, though, is one of the best teams in the state. They get the win.
Yeah, maybe a little bit tougher than Cedar Hill would like in the first half, but they pulled that one out. Mansfield Legacy at Waxahachie.
Going into the year, probably a pretty even matchup, but Waxahachie very improved under John Kidna. I think they get the win.
Yeah, give me the Fighting Kitnas in Waxahachie. And Galena Park North Shore versus Euless Trinity.
Slow start for North Shore, but they're consistently one of the better teams in the state. Trinity, though, looks very solid early on. I think they get a win at McLean Stadium.
I tell you what, Trinity can pass the ball, and that's a very, very scary prospect. Give me Euless Trinity in that one. So go out and catch any one of these great games that we have this week. Check dfwvarsity.com for all the best scores, recaps, and videos of those games, and we'll see you next week on the High School Huddle.